Hey everybody, welcome to Wine Down Unfiltered, our bonus podcast where we talk about whatever we want, whenever we want.
Whatever,
So,
whenever.
I'm Chase,
I'm Cassidy.
and we have some stuff to talk about. We were off for our week, so I
We're
feel like
off.
we need to catch up because I haven't talked to you.
Yeah,
Honestly,
sorry.
we haven't talked about
I know
Housewives a lot.
this is wild. Like I was sick last week, not COVID, just very bad migraine,
You
but
can be sick besides, it
I
doesn't have
know,
to
but
be
I just want to like
COVID.
clarify
No,
that
for
all
sure.
good.
I would definitely do
Yeah.
the same. So
I know. I'm like, anytime you get even remotely sick in the middle of a pandemic, you just have to clarify that it is not the pandemic that got you. Like it
no.
was just a migraine, but we're good. We're back. We're gonna talk Bravo. We're gonna talk Below Deck. We're gonna talk Real Housewives of Atlanta, and
Yes,
I'm excited.
and we'll go back to our regular schedule. So we'll have our new big episode out on Mondays, which I actually think was the perfect time to have our a little break, I would say, because we have a bunch of premieres coming up. We have Summer House next week, and then the
I
week
am
after
so
that
excited for Summer House, by
is
the way. I
yeah.
have to say, I was okay yesterday. I think Summer House was on all day last season, and
Hmm.
I forgot how good it was. Like I'm so excited they're throwing all of these people in a house together and locking them in for 6 weeks.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, it's not just a regular season. Like, all the housewives are sticking to like filming a regular season during
Right,
COVID.
right.
Summer House is just like lock them all in there. I mean, that's what we want to see anyway. So
It's gonna
why
be like the
not? So
real
it's
world, I
great.
feel like.
Yeah,
Did
it
you watch the
is.
real world? That's
I did.
totally
Yeah,
the vibe. Totally the vibe I'm getting, and
it's
I'm
gonna
very
be
excited.
good, and people are gonna go stir crazy, and I just have a feeling it's gonna be great. So I'm looking
Oh,
forward
it's
to
gonna
that
be a
one.
mess.
So
It's
we'll
gonna be a
obviously
mess.
cover that. And then the following week, I think February 12th is New
Mhm.
Jersey premiere. So we have
Yes.
2 weeks of premieres ahead of us after
And
this week.
everyone's
So
been like talking about anyone that's like gotten like a little sneak peek of Jersey. A few different Bravo accounts have said it's like one of the best premiere episodes of any Housewife
ugh,
franchise in such a long time.
I
So I
hope
hope they're
so.
not
That'd be
just like
great.
fake teasing us, but I
I
believe it
know.
and I'm
I
excited.
I believe it just because I feel like Jersey has been killing it. I mean, we all know it had a slump there for a few seasons,
Mhm.
but ever since Tree's been back, I think it's great. It's
All
here.
good.
I'm ready for it.
Same.
Who believes Melissa's gonna have a fake storyline this season? I do.
Okay, so I never really felt like Melissa's storylines were that bad. And then like
I
Bravo, Instagram, and Twitter just like was going in on Melissa. And I was like, I always thought that her story was kind of relevant. Like her sister-in-law.
I
I
never
feel like,
hated it. It just was
yeah.
forced. Melissa
I
was always forced, I
I
think.
I like that about Jersey though. I like that it was actual family dynamics. Like I that was always my favorite thing about like early Jersey. It's people who actually know each other. It's real families. You didn't just cast seven different random women and throw them into like restaurants and going out shopping and going on trips. Like these are women who actually really knew each other
No, I
and
completely
have
agree.
relationships.
But do you think her storyline of putting a in-home studio and becoming a pop star was real?
I mean, who
I guess they all do
say?
it.
I'm like, what housewife franchise hasn't had a singing moment? Like all of them.
Hey, she went far enough to put it into her house.
No, Tarzan went far enough to put it in his house because he didn't want his woman leaving. That's why he
That's
did.
true.
That
See, I
was
always thought that
pure
was like a
chaos.
little bit crazy too, or like dramatized, I would say. I was like, Melissa was gonna walk out that damn house if she wanted to. He was not controlling her.
I think he was like kind of controlling her back then. I think now she's got like more of her own voice and she's a little bit stronger. But back then, I really feel like if he was like, I want this breakfast made and then I want to have sex with you, I feel like she like probably did it back then. Like she was pretty
She
submissive
probably
to
did.
him.
You're right.
Like she was pretty submissive. Now that she has like her store and stuff, she's definitely a lot stronger. But yeah, it was
I'm just laughing because I'm like, I don't think y'all can tell we're excited to talk about Jersey
I know.
because we just went
Because
right
we're supposed
into
to
it.
be
We're
like
like,
a little
hey.
sprinkle, and we're like, there's a little sprinkle cookie, and we've gone straight in.
Yeah, originally I was just going to talk about how Deandra loves to do a photo shoot to make her own ads for Dallas, but this segue into Jersey was
Okay,
great.
if people have not seen Deandra's ads, I mean, I assume, well, we know that Hot Hubby Jeremy takes the photos,
Yeah, for sure.
but who comes up with like these captions and this? bizarre posts
I
that
don't know.
you have to
It's
go to her
so
Instagram if
amazing.
you haven't seen it. I'll post a few in this video. I might just randomly sprinkle some in the
Yes.
video. I'm just gonna
Just like see
randomly
which
put
one's
it there.
next, and it's just gonna be her posing because they're new every week. She's not
Yes.
recycling. They're new every
Oh,
week.
she is like I feel like even when she was sick with COVID, like she was pumping out new content.
Yeah.
Like the situation, like the comeback is greater than the setback. Like one of those, and like her posing with like a red lip, like looking off to the side.
I just thought it's like Bravo may not be putting enough advertisement dollars into it, so she's like, I'm just gonna do it myself.
She's like, Mama D, I need to borrow another $100,000 towards an advertising budget for
She just
Housewives.
writes a check to her husband. She's
Yes,
like,
that's how she funded Hard Night, Good Morning all over again.
no.
Mama D and the Dallas promos.
Yeah, like that $100,000 went to her company. It went right into her pocket.
Amen. Hey, good for you. Good for you. I would do it.
Yeah, where we got to get your coin from, you know?
Exactly.
And then I think you wanted to mention a little. I mean, how could we not mention a little Madison, Austin, Jay, Kristen drama?
I mean, is Madison the thirstiest person we've ever seen on Bravo now?
It's now it crossed the point to where last season I thought she was great because she was like speaking up and wild and kind of like couldn't control her, blah blah blah. And that's what we
Right.
want in like a reality star. You don't want them to be predictable.
Right.
But I think seeing this entire storyline with her and Austin play out the entire season on screen, this back and forth, and then now we're seeing it off screen with Jay and Kristen. I'm like, okay,
And
we
it's
get
so
it. We
toxic.
get it. You're wild and so willing to call people out, but it's at this point I'm like, I don't even. It's not even whatever.
She went from being like one of the hottest women on Bravo, like badass bitches, all team Madison, to a complete 180. And now she's just constantly online, like searching for attention. She's trying to start stuff with Kristen. Like she brought the kids into it, which was
See, okay, so tell me that part. I think that's the only part I missed a little bit was the kids part because I saw that she recorded a video with her friends like on Instagram Live
right,
or something. But
right.
she mention did she mention the kids in that part?
Yeah, that's the video she mentioned it because
Oh,
Madison was like recreating the video of whenever Austin and Kristen and Craig were all dancing around to like we're never ever
mm-hmm.
getting back together. And then she was
Yeah.
dancing around on the couch. And I think she was with Vanita from Southern
Yes,
Charm.
okay, that's what I thought. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
video I'm thinking of, but I just don't remember
Yeah.
the kids part.
No, she was dancing around and like as she's jumping on the couch, she like made some comment like, "Oh, but don't worry, at least my kids are at their dad's house." Because apparently Kristen's kids were there whenever they filmed theirs. So she was trying to like push like a snotty, shitty comment. And obviously Kristen's best friend, Justin, I think that's his name, has gotten very
Okay,
involved.
fame whore number two. Come on, man.
None
Like,
of this is fun for me. I'm not enjoying any of this. I was like, then why are you doing
I
it?
was
Like
enjoying more his commentary because I was like, no one asked for it.
and someone
You're
said
giving it anyway.
someone said he looks like the Cowardly Lion, and that's all I can see. He's literally like the twin of the lion from The Wizard of Oz, and now it's all I can see when he talks. But he's like,
It's just
none of
like
this is fun for me. And then you go to his Instagram story, and it has like 1,000 just little dots because he's done so many stories.
talking about it. And also just like you're calling this girl a fame whore, but
What are
you're the one
you?
posting all about it. Let
Yeah,
Jay and Kristen handle their own drama. I just
exactly.
love it. He's like, I have to speak for my real true friend. I'm like,
Right. Like,
we
and
get
maybe
it. You
Kristen's
have a
behind
famous friend.
maybe Kristen's behind the scene, like, yeah, Justin, like, go defend me. But like, I don't know. I don't
I
think she
doubt
is.
it.
Yeah, I
I
don't think
doubt it.
so
I
either.
got that. I mean, I always got that impression because he like didn't he like move to Nashville to be on Kristen's reality show?
Yeah, and apparently he had asked like Madison to watch one of his salons or something, like pre. So like they do have some kind of history. I don't know exactly
Yeah.
what the story is behind that, but he had asked Madison to look after one of his salons when he was away at some point because they
Well,
are both salon owners.
there you go. See, I just like everyone's a little bit of a fame whore when we're in reality TV.
For sure.
So I'm
It's
just more
literally the
annoyed
point of
because I'm
it.
just like I already saw too much Madison drama shit the entire season. I don't need to
Yeah.
see it now played out in the tabloids. It's just like, come on.
Like she is exhausting at this
Yeah,
point,
it's
and I'm
exhausting. And I really liked
so
her. She was definitely one of my breakout stars last like
yes,
couple
I
years.
think everyone liked her. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, someone who's actually like calling Austin out on his shit. Like she's
Yeah.
super real." No, we're done.
I
Like
guess
she cannot come back next year, and I'm fine.
we should have saw this coming whenever the whole like threesome video came out last year with Austin and she like didn't break up with him or freak out.
Yeah, that
I'm
was,
like,
you're
that
right.
was a weird sign right there for me.
I almost forgot
And
about that. That's so
yeah,
true.
I mean, I'm shocked that Austin could get two girls at one time, but you know what?
Oh my
That's
god,
where
and
we're
then
at.
Shep brought the girls to a party. Do you
That
remember
was
that?
pretty,
That was
like,
like the
that's so
shadiest
petty,
thing
but like,
ever.
see,
Oh,
that's the fun petty shit I want to
yeah, yeah,
see.
yeah. Yeah, we want
Uh,
we want your friend to bring the girls that you had a threesome with and cheated on your girlfriend.
yeah.
That's the fun shade that we want. That's the fun pettiness we want.
Yeah, we don't
Like
need
it's
the
like
toxic
horrible.
relationship drama, okay?
We want the deep shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I guess we'll see that pan out more, or at least their relationship with Austin and Madison, because I think the first reunion is this Thursday, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
this Thursday. I think we'll definitely talk about it on the next episode.
Yeah, what is, I mean, we have to at least mention it because I imagine I'll
Yeah,
just have this same sort of mantra. Madison and Austin are
that
annoying
is
over and over
exactly.
again. But
Exactly.
hey, the people must know what I think, right?
They
I
must,
think they're
that's what
annoying.
they're here for. What else are you here for?
Well then, you know what? Let's get into a little Atlanta.
Let's do it.
I just enjoy Atlanta. Nothing even that crazy happened this week, but I just enjoy watching it.
I felt like this week was like a bit of a filler episode.
Oh, for sure. It
Like
definitely was.
I was like trying to, because I always take like pretty like detailed notes when we're watching, so I want to make sure like I don't miss anything. And I found myself not writing a lot, still enjoying the episode, but not like writing a bunch because I don't feel like a lot happened.
It did it, and that's why I was like, I found myself doing the same. Like I was just kind of just like watching it and being like, oh, this is actually just, I
Right.
don't know, I just enjoy them. They're just funny. Like Portia, her like confessionals are always making me laugh. Candy looked insane in
I
her
mean,
confessional.
Candy looks
Like
better than she's
so
ever
good.
looked.
I
Like
agree.
she's
So it's just like
amazing.
watching that. And then we even get a little Shamia
Oh yeah,
confessional
she
in
got a
there.
confessional. You're right.
She looked insane. Like I'm just like,
I mean,
damn,
I
like,
know why you love this episode so much because it kicked off with I mean, and this is why I also loved it too. But it kicked off with Drew riding her electric scooter, which okay, we're obsessed with electric scooters. It's like our favorite thing on the
yeah.
planet.
We have
And
bird money sitting in our pocket from a
yes,
trip from Austin like a year ago. And we've been wanting to go back so bad just to use this bird money and
it's
scooter
been burning a
around.
hole in our pocket. Like literally when she got on and she was going 2 miles an hour, I was like so triggered because I hop on and I like literally twist it as fast as it goes and just take off.
Yeah, I was
And
triggered for multiple reasons. Our
because I
bird
want
money,
one, I was
our
just
bird
bird
money,
money,
and also having to
jealousy.
see their relationships again. Like, it's
That's
just-
what like I feel like they really have come to a point where they're like, oh my god, we've looked so bad. We need to
oh
do
my God.
damage control.
I'm so happy you said that because it's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, we're
Yeah.
gonna see him be on his best behavior for the rest of the season now. And this whole like, I'm doing everything for you, Drew. I'm taking
I got you
care
a
of you, blah blah.
scooter so
It's
you can go on a
so
walk with me and like
fake.
I'm looking after you and all your friends when they're here. I'm like, no guy is doing that. Like, let's be honest. Especially
Exactly.
not him.
Yeah, because we see him like later. Jump forward for a second. We see him
Yeah,
at
yeah.
their like Drew has like a dinner party later, and he's like waiting on them and opening the door, doing a bad job at opening the door, by the way.
Oh, I know. He
Forgot
kept like going
everyone was
off and
showing up.
he
Like you
kept
don't even
going
think they
off
were
and
having a party.
talking. Yeah, he kept going off and being like, "Okay, yeah, don't worry, babe. I got the door," and like goes off and chats with someone with 20 minutes. And
Yeah.
it was like outside, like, "Hello."
But he was like trying, and I'm just like, yes, this is damage control, 1000%.
To a T. Like this is
Um, but yeah, that scooter really made me sad. I want to go
so
bird
sad.
around, you know?
Me
Birding is
too.
great. This is not an ad for Bird, but I would
Hey, but
advertise
Bird,
it.
if you want to sponsor, I would love a bird.
Oh
I
my
would
God,
love one.
yes. I
I
have
would love one.
$17 I can use on it, and then I'll just
I
have
will.
to.
I will throw my. I think I have 16, so I'll throw my 16 as well.
I would combine that for us, but I don't know math. But we have some monies we can get.
Like 30 something.
Great, that's definitely they'll take it. I
We'll go
bet.
35.
Speaking of another relationship, Latoya
Ugh.
and Kenya, I'm pretty sure they're dating.
I mean, I just like loved when Kenya sat down and she was like, "Oh, like looking at like the waffles and like the pancakes and all these different things." And Latoya like made her order a veggie scramble with
Yeah.
her. And I was like, "Oh, I feel that. Like, I feel
Hey,
that so
Kenya
hard."
still got in her fried green tomatoes, which I was very
She
jealous
did.
about.
I was proud. I was like, "All right, you go, girl." But
But
yeah,
Kenya got her Latoya lingerie,
that was but it was just like her old lingerie that she hadn't
which is
worn.
even weirder to be
I
honest.
know, like, hey girl, this doesn't fit me anymore. You want my old lingerie?
And
I
she's
feel like
like, look at it, and I like hold it up, and I'm like, it's cute, but like after like Latoya already said, I have your naked picture as my background.
That
She's
is
like always
just
like
like
hitting on her, and then Kenya's like, here's some lingerie, and Latoya's like, oh, I'll like send this or I'll wear this for you in South
yeah,
Carolina.
yeah, yeah.
And then
Oh,
we find out that Kenya is only taking Latoya with her on the private jet. I'm like, this
not
is
the
a romantic
PJ.
vacation for them too.
Not the PJ. Oh, I love it that she was like, we're booking it, but I think Drew calls her at this point, and or maybe she calls Drew, and they were talking about it.
Yeah.
No, Drew calls her because to invite her to the dinner that she's having,
Hmm.
and she mentions that they're gonna go ahead early, so they're gonna take a private jet, but don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Like she knew it wasn't gonna get back to the
I
girls.
know.
Like,
Also, I was like, yeah, like how they're gonna ask
come
you how you
on.
got there if you didn't go together.
Exactly.
What would you do? Because like if I was Drew, I'd be like I
I
don't.
mean, I hate
Oh,
flying and I
that's
especially
true.
hate a small plane. So I'm like team road trip. Let's go, girls. Let's
Okay,
get in.
then I'll put it
But
in this way. All your friends are, or say, okay, your friend is hosting the trip and they put you on a school bus and the friend takes a
not a
luxury.
school bus. It was I guess the bus
No,
actually
but I'm
was
saying, but that's what I'm
for
saying. To bring it down since you won't fly, like they got the nice van and you got the school bus.
no, that would be an absolute issue. Like, no, I'm not, especially because the bus they take in the air conditioning doesn't even work.
That's essentially a
That is
school bus
they
then.
were also I think Portia said her this is not the kind of wop I was looking for. She's like my vajayjay is sweating. I was like, yes, Portia. But no, that is an issue for sure. I would not have been happy. But she
I
was
know, I
like,
definitely
this
forgot
is
your
like
flying thing. I was like, well,
I
no
mean,
shit, she's gonna pick the bus.
I was like this whole time, like all the girls were freaking out, like, oh, we want to take a jet. I was like, not me. I'm good.
Also, it looked scary. Like Latoya and her pull up to it like later, and they're just like running around, like this is the best thing ever. And I was like, it kind of looked old and
It's
a little
literally
bit
a
sketchy.
yeah, it's like a four-seater, which is like sketchy enough to me. I feel like those go down more than like any plane. And but she just never misses a moment to be shady. Even at that lunch, she was like, "Oh, the other girls, if they want to get their black Amex out and book a private jet, they could do it too." Oh wait, no, a lot of them have bad credit. Like I'm just
I'm
like,
like, I generally don't think any of them probably have bad credit.
yeah, like I think they all
Like, I think
Atlanta's
they're all
one of the ones
fine.
where they all like have money and are fine. Like there's
Yeah.
never really money
Like,
issues.
I was literally thinking, and I was like, all of them are fine. The only
Yeah,
person that ever had money issue was Sheree.
well, and I guess Cynthia a little bit whenever her and Peter got married
Oh, that's true.
in
But like
like
ever
bar
since she's been
one.
done with Peter, like she's been doing
Because Peter
fine.
was draining her bank account.
Exactly. It
Like
wasn't
that's
it
you're
wasn't
right.
Cynthia, it was
You're
Peter.
right. You're right.
So
Him
now
and
that
his
she's
bad
done with Peter,
investments.
she's like probably just making bank and just saving the
She's
money because it's not leaving any like it's not
she's
going
just
anywhere.
chilling,
Yeah.
capital chill, living her best life and getting her money. So
Yeah.
good
So
for
that's
her.
good. And then we go over to see Drew actually to her party. Or is she planning the party at this point?
I think she was having the
Setting
party at this
up. Yeah,
point.
she was
Yeah,
setting
like
up.
she had that amazing ponytail. That was like one of the best
Yes.
ponytails I've ever seen.
I thought like the party was actually really cute. She had like
Yeah.
I think she's like her cousin's wife came over to like cook. I mean she has like a
Yes.
catering service, but it was like I like that. I was like, yeah,
Chef
everyone,
love.
you know, bring the family in. Let's everyone make some coin, be on reality TV. I'm into that.
And I think
And
she was the
that's
same chef that had cooked for her before. It was Chef Love.
oh really?
Like
Oh,
her
was that when they had that fight? Was
I
this
think so. Although that fight was so chaotic, I might be wrong. It might have just gotten
yeah.
jumbled in my brain,
We
but
wanted some love in that fight, but there wasn't.
we, yeah, exactly. That's what I was like trying to think.
Yeah,
But
and this is whenever her husband was being so like, I'm waiting on you. You're lovely. You're so hot. I love this ponytail. Let's name it. And it gave
uh
me really Lisa Rinna vibes. And she was like, Sasha or something. And the guy was
oh my god, I didn't even think about
her
that when
husband. Well, because
Rinna
like,
always does
not that
that.
Lisa Rinna is the first person to do that, but Lisa Rinna is so annoying about it because she always posts on Instagram, like, this is my alter ego, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, cool. You're not the
Karen
first lady to
Lisa.
have a wig.
Cool, you're not the first lady to ever have a wig. Slams down drinking.
I
Like,
swear it is like Lisa just thinks she like invents everything. That's the energy I get from her.
wait,
Anyways, Drew was not doing that.
sorry, Lisa Rinna didn't invent dancing. I
Yeah.
thought she invented dancing.
She did
No,
on Instagram. She invented Instagram for the reason so she could dance on it.
totally kidding. I mean, she's the worst. Oh, a quick one that I thought about the entire time whenever Kenya was like talking about booking the private jet. I was like, this might be the most extra a housewife has ever gone to make sure that she gets the best room at a house.
Oh, to get there
Like,
first.
yeah, because they're always like arguing over rooms. Kenya was like, I'm gonna make sure I get the best room. I'm freaking booking a plane to get there first. It made me think
I'm
of that. I was like, that's such a Ramona move to like book a plane literally just because she got the best room. I was
Ramona
like,
would
this
do
is gonna go
that.
over well. Not.
Oh, and then we see her later picking out rooms for everyone else and being like so shady about it. But
We
we'll get to
decided we
that.
were gonna assign rooms. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like
we'll
our
get to that.
we will get to
But
that.
back to Drew's little dinner party, which I thought was cute. Portia looked amazing in that orange
I mean,
dress.
Portia's stunning. Like
Like I
she's one
just
of
can't
the
get over
prettiest
it. I'm gonna keep
housewives
saying that.
ever.
I'm like like her confessionals, her outfits, Portia. She's just great. I love her so
We love
much.
Portia.
Good
She
thing I'm
really
Portia
can't do
Dorinda
anything
Smith.
wrong.
I'll
Portia Dorinda
wear that
Smith.
name proudly.
That is you. We need a shirt that says that. If anyone can point us where to get a shirt that says that, we need to make one.
I love it. I love her. The dinner was cute, but I think the only thing I really got out of it was Drew's kind of like failed attempt at being shady towards Kenya, even though it wasn't failed, but it was just like a weird way to like call someone out about taking a private jet. Cause she was like, "Oh, Kenya, how are you getting there? How are you doing
As
this?"
if
And I was
she
like,
knew how she was
and
getting
she
there.
knew. I feel like she could have just been like, "Kenya, why don't you tell the other ladies how you're getting there?" Like something a little bit
Well,
more funny. Like not
I
so like it was so
completely
clear
agree.
that she was calling her out. And I'm like, Kenya's played this game too long. I just don't know
It
if
ain't
that
gonna
was
work.
good. Yeah.
I just feel like Drew has been on the show such a small amount, like in group scenes. Like she hasn't been with the ladies a lot. So I feel like she doesn't
Very
know how
true.
to like imagine Sheree carrying that bone, like being shady and setting that up. It would have been like iconic. But
It would have been
Drew,
great.
yeah, like, yeah, it just didn't come out right. And it was just
No.
kind of weird. And it was like, okay,
And
like,
it's like none of the girl, I mean, they like obviously reacted because they're like, okay, that's weird.
mm,
But it didn't have the dramatic effect I think Drew was gonna get from it. Instead, I
no.
think it just made now Kenya's your enemy. So I'm like, I
Yeah,
think she
exactly.
really fucked up on that.
You pissed off the wrong one over a not
Yeah.
even good shade attempt.
No, not
Like,
even that good. It's like it could have been jokey. And it kind of led to that. It was like Portia was doing some like confessional work and she was like being goofy about her shade. Like whenever she was telling Drew about Latoya saying her wig was bad.
uh
Like Portia was being like funny about it. I feel like that's how you present shade is like have a little comedy behind it, even though it's real,
no, but
but
that's
like
like
a
what makes
little
a good
comedy behind it.
housewife too. That's
Yeah.
why Portia's a great housewife because she's
Yeah.
good at that. Drew attempted it for the first time and it was like, this is like
All right.
awkward.
Like this is a
Yeah,
weird
like you said, it
setup.
could have gone down like super shady and like funny because he could have been like, "Oh, how are you guys gonna get there?"
Yeah, how
Like
about you tell the
Sam like,
girls like
yeah,
what you're
exactly.
doing? Like, something just like
How about you? Why don't you tell the girls what you're doing to ensure you get the best room? Would have even been like funny,
there you
like
go,
something like
exactly.
that. Like the way she went about it was just weird for sure.
Yes.
But they have that. They talk about that. Gets a little whatever, a little bit heated. Nothing
Yeah, it was
crazy,
like it wasn't even like all that for nothing, really.
right? And the party ends, and
Oh wait, hold on before the party ends. Kenya asked Drew to sing a little something. And
oh
did you see like the mom energy just jumped out of Cynthia? She pulls out her phone and starts recording her
yes,
singing. And I was like, this is
I'm
Cynthia
sorry,
such being a mom right now and being like, I'm gonna record my girl singing. I was like, it
and
was
I
so
know
cute.
that Amazing Grace is one of like the most classic songs that people will start singing. And I know that Portia sung it and they did the flashback to her singing.
Yeah.
But I always think of when to throwback to Melissa Gorga in her studio sung it, and she said, "That saved a wench like me instead of a wretch." Do you remember that? It's like my favorite thing ever. And my voice probably sounded just as good as Melissa.
I was
Like,
gonna
and
say,
I know I
like,
can't sing. I do not have a studio in the basement. I'll tell you that much for free.
if you had her
But
studio, you probably would have sounded incredible.
I would have nailed that wench. That moment just is forever ingrained in my
Oh,
mind.
that's so good. I love like we need to make a compilation of the Housewives singing
Singing
Amazing
Amazing
Grace
Grace.
and just putting like winch in there.
I literally might attempt that tonight. Like,
Yeah,
I
we need
think
to get our editing skills
y'all
better.
might yeah, exactly. Like,
Start
the
getting this
editing's
stuff
not gonna
out.
be great, but like, it'll be there and you'll get the gist and it'll be
I was
fine.
like, the joke is still there.
The joke is still there. Oh my god.
And then after the dinner, we get like a quick little scene of not Kenya, sorry, Candy and Todd at her house. Like everyone's doing a packing compilation
Uh,
here. and we get the setup of Todd recommends that Candy should maybe call some strippers up and make
Yes.
this a little Cynthia bachelorette weekend. And I'm like,
Yes.
we've all heard the rumors, we've all heard the gossip that
We've
there is a
seen the
stripper. We've seen it.
preview.
You're
Like,
right, we've
we've
seen
seen
it.
him. He
We've
is
seen it.
hard to miss. Like, he is
Yes.
a good-looking man.
So she's setting up the dramas to come with the
Oh, I can't
stripper the
wait.
next couple episodes. And that's why I allow this episode to be a filler,
Yes.
because I feel like this like 2 or 3 week trip I think we're about to be on is going to
Right.
be great.
I completely agree. That's what this trip is literally what I've been looking forward to
Mm-hmm.
all season. I think it's what all of us as viewers have been looking forward to because we've heard so many rumors. I mean, we're not going to see all of it, but we should definitely get some more answers
I
from
just
it.
want a little drama up in there, some little
I want a
scandalous
lot of drama.
action,
Yes,
you
please.
know?
So they finally go to get on the bus to ride to South Carolina. I mean, Kenya's already there, picking out the rooms. Of course, Shades Marlowe puts her in like the little tiny blue room that you can tell Marlowe is not going to be happy with. But they're all on the bus ride, and like I don't know who brings it up. I guess Drew maybe mentioned again about the private plane, and they were talking about it. And I thought
Yeah.
everyone was actually handling it like relatively well. No one was freaking out until they mentioned that Brooklyn and her nanny
Oh,
were
yes.
also on the plane, and that's when Portia got really upset. Because I would have loved another little Brooklyn baby PJ moment, like
Yeah.
Reese, like they went together. They're
And
so
also
cute.
Candy has her little baby
Yeah,
too. And I think Tanya
so
also
does
has a little
Drew.
baby.
No, Drew
And
does.
Drew. Oh my God, all of them
Yeah.
do.
Like
Yeah,
a
so
lot
at
of them
that
have
point you
babies.
can't, yeah, just take yours and not tell them.
That's the thing. That's like you don't get to do that. Like there was a way to go about it. If she had said, just letting you know we're all gonna be in this house together. I'm probably gonna get more of a private way because I'm gonna take Brooklyn. If you guys want to bring your babies, like I'll make sure that you guys get kind of a separate room too.
Yeah.
They could have even done like a little like mommy floor if they
And the
wanted
house
to.
looks huge. Like when we
Yes.
like see
Oh,
it, like I
the
think there
house
was
is
plenty of
amazing.
room. Oh,
Exactly.
hold on really quickly. Pre-bus, I did want to say one thing. So Dennis does drop off Portia, just
Uh-huh.
a random thing, because they mentioned it on the bus as well. But Portia was the first one there, which never happens. And I just started laughing out loud because I was like, she's early for this trip to South Carolina, but she was an hour and a half late to try to meet Biden when she
Oh my
thought Biden
god,
was
you're
gonna.
right. You're right. I didn't even think about
I was
that.
like, so she's early when
That's
it doesn't
actually
actually
hilarious.
matter, and
That's
is
hilarious.
late when she thinks she's gonna meet
President
our new
Biden.
president. Yeah.
That's actually hilarious.
I was like,
I
it's
didn't
the
even
most
think about
Portia
that.
thing ever.
I did not even think about that. Oh, I love that.
That made me laugh.
But I
But
think that's kind of most of the episode. Like,
yeah,
they are on the bus. And also like we mentioned earlier about the wrong kind of WAP. The bus is hot and the air conditioner
hot.
is not working.
So
So
there's clearly
I
gonna
don't
be a
think it's
little
gonna be
drama.
yeah, I don't think
I
it's
think when
gonna
they
be
get there.
happy ladies whenever they arrive.
No, I mean after 5 hours sweating in the
I
heat of
mean,
the South, like no,
I
I
would
would
not be
die.
happy, I'll tell you that much for free.
But we do get a little clip of Drew yelling at someone. They're kind of like in a crowd, like they're all like crowded together. So I don't know who she's yelling at. We're
Yeah,
seeing Drew yell at someone. I'm
and I
like,
think
okay,
she
this
says
is maybe
like,
why she got the peach, because
what did she
like
say?
she had to
Something
do
along the lines.
something to get this housewife like status
I
over the
think
other
she
girls.
she yells something like, "I'm from Chicago, bitch! Like,
Yeah,
don't do that to
don't
me."
come at me. And
So
I'm
we were
like,
like, "Ooh,
yeah, I was like, I want to know what that
finally!"
means. What is she gonna do?
Oh my god, finally!
I
Yeah, no,
know.
I'm
So
excited for that for
I
sure.
am too. So that was, I think that was Atlanta for the week.
That was Atlanta, yeah. So should we move on to below deck?
Yes, we should. I
Below the
mean,
deck.
it's a lot of what's his name? I can't think. James and Elizabeth. My God, I mean, the whole episode was about him. What's happening?
The entire episode. Who is he again? Like, I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, James, he just kicks things off, showing his true colors. Like, he's a dick. Like, he had made those comments at the end of last week's episode. Like, I'm just scrolling through Instagram or Tinder or whatever he was doing, like
Mhm.
liking loads of fit birds, whatever the hell he said. But yeah, he was just going through talking about it right in front of Elizabeth. And Elizabeth is like, well, maybe like Chef Rachel was right. Maybe like he is a dick. It was like,
I was
hello.
about to
Like,
say, like, I'll give Rachel that because everyone was kind of shitting on her a couple weeks ago and she was being a little bit too outward about like, no,
oh,
shitting on.
I thought you I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about her being up on stage, but that's so much better.
No, the also undertone of the entire episode,
Oh.
shitting.
I mean, and I am like not a fan of talking. Like bathroom humor is not necessarily like my thing, but
I'll
I
laugh at it.
I was laughing about. So I mean, Rachel, right at some point after this, mentions about like she's got the squirts all over the page, and I was like, oh my god.
But
They
everyone was shitting on Rachel
literally.
for talking bad about Elizabeth, and I'm like, well, or bad about James, and I'm like, she wasn't wrong.
She was not wrong at all, and it, we'll see. We'll get to what happens in their relationship more in this episode. But Eddie talks to Izzy about promoting her if she's interested in becoming lead deckhand. And it's just kind of like how most women have to be in the workplace.
I
Like she
know.
really has to sit there and think about it. Like, are they going to respect me? Are they going to listen to me? And it's like she's the best for the job. Like we
I
shouldn't even
know.
have to have this conversation.
And I'm rolling my eyes because it's like, it's just so stereotypical how they started treating her after. It was like, we're not going to listen to what she's saying. Like, why does she think she's so like better
It's
than
like
us?
they
Blah,
had
blah. And I'm
never
like,
done the
she's
job.
now your boss in a way. Like, let her just tell you what her thoughts are and you listen and
Exactly.
then have a conversation. Don't immediately shut her down. Like, it's just so
They
frustrating. It was like,
started acting like they'd never done the job before. Like they
yeah,
didn't know what like a was it a chamois? Is that what it's called? Like it's like they didn't
yeah,
know how to chamois. Like they didn't know how to rinse down the deck. Like they were acting like they'd never done the job before. It's
yeah.
like
It
you
was
guys
so
just
annoying.
do what you do every day, but she's going to be the one that leads you through it. And
Yeah.
it's like
What's so hard about that? And like, it's like you said, it's like a picture of what a woman deals with in the workplace all the time. It was just
exactly.
frustrating because they'd been so like fun with each other like this far, and then
Yeah.
right whenever she gets a little bit of power,
And it's not
they
even
act
like
that way.
she got power and like went around and started acting like an
No.
asshole. Like she acted completely normally as she had acted the entire time. Like I
And
love
like
Izzy.
and
I
like
think
you
she's
said, it's
hilarious.
she was pretty much just directing them through their daily tasks. It's not like
Exactly.
anything crazy.
Exactly. So no, it's
Ugh. I
I
will
love that show.
say I was surprised that the guests weren't as wild. Like I thought them being from Texas,
Yes.
they would have been a little bit more wild because from
I mean, they were
Texas,
really sweet. I was surprised too. I
they were
was like, these are gonna
fine.
be total dicks. I'm like,
I
this is
was
either gonna go one way or the other. They're either gonna
yeah.
be really nice or horrible. And they were super nice. I mean, he flirted with Ashling a little bit, but she wasn't turning it away. She was like, "Ooh, I like him."
But did you hear the one thing he did say that I was like, okay, they may not be the best people?
No.
Was he came
Well,
on the boat and started in the sun direct quote, I want to put my poison in her.
I did, and
It's so
I
disgusting.
and once again, I feel like this is a lot of throwback in this episode. Like I think of when Joe Gorga says that, and every time he says it, like I get
You really have Jersey
so
on your mind.
I really do, but he says that all the time. He's like, I got so much poison in me. I'm like, ugh,
That's
like
like the
just
most disgusting way to describe
vile,
that. Is
vile.
poison. Like, why would you want to describe that as poison?
Like
Ugh.
I'm like
But
having a
also,
visceral reaction every time the word poison is being said. Like I
yeah,
like,
it's
eh.
disturbing. That like really grossed me out. But it
No,
also made me laugh because he was over here saying that as she was like literally running to the bathroom every 5 minutes. I was like, if he only knew.
she already has so much poison in her. Like you have no idea what she's dealing with,
She's
sir.
good. She's already going through it, okay?
But like, why didn't Ashling see the doctor? Because like, side note, dream job. If I'm a doctor, being a doctor that gets to go out on boats and super yachts and just look after patients there, like that was like the
Oh
coolest
yeah.
doctor job ever.
And she was like,
Just what?
no, I don't want to see her. I'm like, why? This
That's
doctor
what
is here.
I tweeted at some point, and I was like, "Girl, just go see the doctor. Like you'd probably be better by now. Like you probably wouldn't even be sick anymore." But she kept thinking like, "Oh, I just want to tough it out." And Francesca was like, "Yeah, she's a lot like me. She just wants to tough it out." I'm like, "No one's like tougher than seeing a doctor. Like you
No,
get
I've never
medicine
also
and be
viewed
better."
Francesca as like this tough badass. Like she's just passive aggressive, and that's
Ooh,
really it.
ooh. I felt like you were
Sorry, I
about.
just like
I felt like you were about to go in there, and I was gonna let you. I was like,
no,
"Let me."
I thought about it, but I was like, I'll refrain.
I mean, and like we talk about every week, Francesca is not the best boss, and she is passive aggressive. But
And I
Elizabeth's
also
a
think I
nightmare.
who?
Elizabeth's a nightmare
Oh,
of
well,
employee.
yeah. Like I'm not saying she has an easy person to work with,
Yeah.
But there's certain points of it where I'm just watching and I'm like, Francesca, why don't you just be like, you get into the fucking laundry room and you stay there,
It's a passive
or
aggressive
blah blah.
manner.
It's like
Yeah,
how she's like, should you be sitting here right now? And I'm
I
like,
do
obviously
agree.
no. And Elizabeth's like, well, I was just standing here for a second. She's like, what should you be doing? I was like, I would be like, no, get your ass in the laundry room.
I think that's actually a really good point, and I don't think that I've really seen that many people say that, but that's completely fair. Like I think everyone said she's passive aggressive, but no one said she just needs to be more blunt because clearly, however she's managing Elizabeth right now, she's not getting it.
No,
So
and
she
that's the
does need
thing.
someone to
Like,
just be like, "Go do what I'm telling you to do
I'm
now."
sorry, like Elizabeth's not doing her job great,
Mhm.
but there has to be some responsibility on the person that's directing her.
True, true. You're
Just a
not
little
wrong.
bit, just a little
You're
bit.
not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
So that's the only thing
Um,
with Francesca. And I do think I have a lot more of a critical eye because I compare her to like, no, not because I've done that,
oh, I
but
was
because
like,
I'm
okay,
comparing.
Boston, tell me about it.
No,
Tell me about it.
my 3 months as a busser qualifies me to give all service tips. And
Right. I
so
mean,
no, it was actually I compare her to Hannah and Kate. So
yeah.
it's like how she's dealing with stuff is like not as fun and entertaining as Hannah and Kate.
Well,
So
I
I'm
feel
like,
like
ugh, don't
Kate
like
was
it.
Kate was the best. Kate handled things the best. She
Yeah.
was always the favorite.
And she was
Hannah
very
has
blunt.
gotten like very like lackadaisical, and I
That's
wasn't
true.
enjoying Hannah as much. But
That's
yeah,
fair.
there has to be another good chief stew out there. Like I don't know if I see Francesca being back next season.
I
I'll
don't
be
either. I think she's good for the real like yachty life, but not like reality TV yachty life. You know, it's
yeah, I think
different.
that's
It's
oh, it's
different.
totally different. Like I at one point though, like I mean, obviously we were team captain Lee, we love him to death. But he says something and then he called her like sweetheart. I'm like, and like I flutter a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, can you imagine like Captain Lee calling you sweetheart?
I
That's
know.
like the biggest
It's so
compliment
sweet.
ever. He's the
I
best.
felt bad for him though that the guest did ask him to come to dinner 2 nights in a row. I was
I
like,
feel
that's
like this is
rude.
the most he's ever been asked to dinner.
Yeah,
Like,
I
and
felt
we
bad for him to
agreed
have to
that
like
to him. He does
socialize
it
that much.
every night. Exactly. He's like, can I have a night off to like I like
Yeah.
imagine him like laying down watching his shows, like eating some popcorn. Like,
Yeah.
can
I would literally be
I have
like,
a night
hey,
off?
come have a drink with us. And then like you can go do whatever you want. Like not like sit
Yeah.
down with dinner for 3 hours. That's what
Yeah,
they sound
yeah.
like, right?
I mean, that's what everyone from Texas sounds like, right? It's exactly how we sound.
Get over here, coach.
Like, it's exactly how we
Captain.
sound. I'm like, coach,
He's also my
coach
life
Lee,
coach. I love him
coach
so
Lee.
much.
Oh my god! Honestly, I would hire him for that. I think he would give a very motivational speech.
He would actually.
But these guests leave and they get an okay tip, and I did love Izzy when she said in her interview, she's like, "Love money, live for that shit."
Oh yeah.
Love
I'm
Izzy.
like,
I was like,
girl.
not that we don't all feel that way, but I love the way she just
Preach.
like says things so bluntly.
Yeah.
But
Breakout
Captain
star. I did not
Lee,
expect Izzy to be the breakout star, but
I know I'm very surprised, but I mean, I'm loving her. She's
yeah, me too.
excellent. I mean, it's crazy to think about. She started the season as a stew,
Yeah, right. And
like
now she's lead deckhand and
that's just like a
lesbian.
million
It's
years ago.
like
Yeah,
a lot
talk
changed throughout
about
the
a
season.
full on like coming full circle
Yeah.
season. But Captain Lee says he arranged like a beach day for them, and they all get excited. And he's like, "No, it's a beach like pickup," and everyone's like so
James the
excited.
most. He was literally like,
James, you would have thought that you just told him he had to go and like work for his dinner and like do something crazy. It was like, no, like you literally just go pick up some of the beach,
yeah,
which
you're helping the environment.
exactly.
For
I was
like
like,
they were there for maybe an hour. Like that was so quick.
like
Like it was like
proving
nothing.
even more how he's such a dick. Like he can't even
Mm-hmm.
just go pick up some trash without bitching about it for like an hour and a half. But they get back and James texts Elizabeth like later that night, whatever, everyone was like getting ready to go to sleep. And maybe everyone was already in bed. And the text from him pops up and the name is Eggplant Parm. That's what she has him saved as in her phone. Eggplant
Uh,
Parm. I mean, that was
I'm
hilarious
just
to me.
disturbed. Is it
Is it you're just
I
disturbed?
well, I was thinking because like eggplant and eggplant parm has a lot of cheese.
Oh my god. Like I okay, I think we all got the gist, but you describing it. So let me tell you guys what that means.
Ever heard of an eggplant parm?
Jeez. I didn't need the details and got the gist of it. But Eggplant, Parm, and Elizabeth sneak away into a guest cabin for the second time to
We can taste. She can taste that parm.
I was gonna say he needed to let off a load of steam, but maybe he just needed to let off a load of cheese. Tired for that one. Oh my
Love it.
I choked.
And of course, like after they do that, like the boat gets a rockin', but also a talking because everyone's talking about.
Write that one down. I look at your notes. You spelt talking like rocking and a talking just to make sure. Oh
In big scribble letters. It's like rockin' and a talking. That's my
But
only note.
of course it's going to get out, and they've done it before. So obviously this gets back to Francesca, and Francesca goes to like talk to Eddie about it, and I mean it's the second time they've done it though, and they weren't caught the first time. So you think they would have just like like counted their blessings and
Wait, I
moved
thought they
on?
were caught the first time, and that's why they had the conversation with them. Oh, that was in their
No,
own. That
that
was in
was
their
just like
room.
from like that was
That
just
was
like
in their
doing
own room. Yeah.
yeah, they haven't been caught at all. It's just because obviously Izzy was kind of talking loud on the back of the boat, which I don't blame her. They weren't like, hey, we're
No, it
in a
was
room, please don't
funny. It
tell
was like
anyone.
gossip.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
So
Francesca hears.
Francesca is not happy about it, obviously, and she tries to talk to Elizabeth about it. And you cannot get a straight answer out of Elizabeth. Like it would
No,
drive me nuts. It's
she
like,
talks in circles.
did you go into the room with him? Yes or no? I mean, there was a room that wasn't made. Okay, but yes or no, did you go in the room? There was a room that wasn't made. So like, yeah, we went in there, but did you sleep in there? Yeah, we slept. It was like, oh my god, I felt like I want to rip my own
Remember,
hair
she was
out.
like, "I sat on the bed." Yeah, I sat on the
Yeah.
bed. I'm
It
like,
was so
okay.
cringy. Oh my god, it was so bad. But
Yeah.
do you think she's gonna get fired?
Uh, I think so. But then I wonder, is like, does that mean James gets fired too, or because
Oh
she's had
yeah.
more? You think both of them?
I don't think that you can fire Elizabeth without firing James. I
Yeah.
don't think that's
The
fair.
only reason I think you could is because Elizabeth has had so many like strikes against her and James
Yeah.
hasn't.
Yeah, because he's
But I
actually decent
do,
at his job and
yeah,
stuff.
I just don't think that would be fair. If the offense that you're getting fired on is involving two people, that they both
That's
don't
the
get
thing.
fired.
If they're gonna fire her on the grounds of you're not a good stewardess, and also you keep doing this and sneaking off when we told you not to, fine. But if they're going off of this incident, then I don't know with like how COVID's going at that point if they're even going to be able to get another.
I that's why I'm waiting because they're starting to talk about it a little bit more, and I'm like, when is this gonna like truly affect
Yeah,
the
everything
charters? Because
going
they
on.
have to be soon.
Well, we see next week that the Queen of Versailles
Oh,
is
it's gonna be
going
so
to be
good.
on, and
Did
I
you
am.
ever watch the documentary that she has?
I didn't watch all of it. Like I watched some of it. I don't think I ever finished it. Like kind of like
Oh.
she never finished the house, the Versailles mansion.
She's
um,
mid construction 10 years later, okay?
it's. I mean, God, she's probably still doing construction. How long has it been now?
It
20
has
years?
to, I have no idea, but I know it's not even close to being done.
I mean, I felt like it was like the documentary was kind of old whenever like
It
we watched
is. I
it.
feel like it's like early 2010s, like maybe
Oh my
2011,
God.
maybe. I don't even know. I have no
I
idea.
think
It's been a while.
I'm Googling this right now because I'm actually very curious.
No,
I
I
don't know.
think it's gonna be good though because she's wild.
2012.
She's 2012,
Yeah, so it's almost 10 years.
so almost
But
10
they've been
years, and
working
it's
on
not
it well
done.
before that. Yeah, they've been
And it's
working on
not
it way before
done.
that.
So
Remember they were on Jeff Lewis. They were on Flipping Out.
yeah, because he like flew there to like try to help them or
Mhm.
something. But then I think it's all just for show. They just want to say they have the biggest house, but they don't want to finish it.
Because it's ridiculous. And I remember the husband, he like just had super old taste, and him and Jeff Lewis kept like butting heads, and it was a whole thing.
Yeah, I mean the location though is insane. Like it's
Yeah.
in like one of the most premier cities in America. It's like luxury all the way. It's Orlando, Florida.
I was like kind of agreeing. I was like, is it in Miami? Is it in it's in Orlando, Florida? I was
So why wouldn't you want to have the biggest
so
house in the United States
passionate.
in Orlando?
Disney World. Boom.
There you go.
Done.
Remember one of
Disney.
her, I think on, I don't know if it was on Jeff Lewis, but on some show she was on, maybe it was the documentary, but she's like, every night we can see the Disney World, Disneyland fireworks from our backyard. I was like, Is that a selling point?
I feel like you might be running a Queen of Versailles stan account on Twitter. He's like, I was a casual watcher. Do you guys remember that part where they were talking about Disney World fireworks and like what her favorite was? She loves whenever Mickey goes up in the sky. I'm like, oh, cute.
And it's stunning. She's right. It is
You
a
were.
selling point.
It is Orlando, Florida. Like your dream city. Amazing. But yeah, I'm excited for what happens on Below Deck next week.
Me too.
See if someone gets fired. See if two people get fired. See
Yeah,
Queen of
Rolodex's been
Versailles.
great. It's one of the few shows on Bravo right now that is pre-COVID.
Mhm.
So it's been nice to see things a little bit normal, just because
Yeah,
we're living in it. We don't need to always see it. So I've
yeah.
enjoyed Below Deck for that reason. And I'm happy it's not over yet. We still have some more,
Me too.
and we have so much coming up. I'm so excited.
I don't know if you
We
guys
have
heard, but Jersey is coming back.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think you got that at all.
Not
That
that I
Darcy's
referenced
back.
it 1,000 times tonight.
Yeah. I mean, like, wait, that one thing definitely reminds me of Joe Gorga and
Ugh.
also Melissa and their family ties.
Sorry, I am definitely going to make that saved a wench like me thing. Okay, it's
I think that's
happening.
the best thing that could happen.
I'm doing it.
Okay, we
Well,
can't take any more weeks off. This was too much fun. We
this
talked
was fun.
good amount, which I loved.
We talked
So
good.
we
We talked good
I
about.
did forget how to talk in this week
I
that we took off, but
You forget how to talk even on a week we don't take off.
it's
I'm
literally like whenever
telling
I fall asleep and I wake up the next day, I'm just like, shit, now I have to put a sentence together again.
51st date, so just restarts all over again.
Truly, like I'm just like wake up with a fresh mind.
Uh, oh my god, I can't.
Well, it was good seeing you, good
Good,
talking to you, and
good to talk to you.
we have a lot more to go.
He is.
Cheers to that.
See you guys next time.